Okay, okay. I believe I'm live now. Let's see if that's the case. Hello, Evil Bookman. Just a bit. Sorry, I had a few problems, but I think I'll be able to start at like mentioned dates, like mentioned time today. Hello, Evil Bookman. Hello, Kodokunasu. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna have to see how I can do that. Yeah, I'm going to like start this. Oh, that's nice. Heard it's a great game. So, how has it been fun? Like, how has your time been with it? For now. It's not just that polka, like, there are plenty of characters that are, like, uowable, in that game, aren't there? Am I mistaken? I remember there being, like, plenty of, like, uowable characters in that game, not just Death Polka. Yeah, I heard that the story is like, it's a very personal story for the characters, or at least it's a story that focuses a lot on the individual characters. So I can see what you mean, Evil Bookman. Do most of the characters in the game have balloons? I don't know, I remember there being like plenty of like lolly characters, but maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, you like Lily Killer, that's nice. Oh, you're still in the initial chapters. Oh, don't worry, there are plenty of lollies that will come in the later chapters then. So you both like and don't like Lily Killer, okay. Oh, hello, A-Fisher, welcome. Let's get done with like most cancerous boss like early. So we'll go here now. Let me just see if they have anything like new, and then we're going to progress the area. I have a few things I want to talk about. What was I talking about? Oh, we're talking about demon roots. Like, since Kodokunasu started playing it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and when more people arrive, I'm going to be addressing like 2 specific topics. For now, we'll just be advancing the story though. Have you played this game, A-Fisher, actually? Yeah, Demon Roots is like a... It's one of those like hentai games like Black Souls that people like often hype up as having an amazing story, you know? It's in that same vein as like Lone RPG, like Black Souls, NPC Dreams, things like that. So you haven't played, okay. Yeah, this time I started like as soon as possible. Arma. Like I tried my best. Also welcome. And yeah, they don't have anything like new to sell. Try searching for like demon roots to see if you like already, like maybe you know, but like the name isn't ringing any bells. Just like search demon roots. And see if you recognize like the art style or the characters, etc. In fact, does the name Death Polka ring any bells to you? If I'm not mistaken, like oh yeah. I'm doing like the cancerous bosses first. Like it's that thing of the delayed like reward, you know. I'm doing the bad ones first. So to have fun on the later ones. It's that kind of thing. Why am I Remnant Lewis? Like I don't get it. That's nice to know, Arma. I guess. I mean, maybe. Who knows? Oh yeah, I'm going to have to do that at some point to like farm for items. Instead of repeating myself, like I'm just going to type the name in chat. Death Polka. That's why it's because Remnant Mobius is some guy in Demon Roots. I think they're calling you the ugly one-eyed dude. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you mean now. No, but he's talking about like essentially a human girl but dressed as a bee girl. You know, it's that kind of thing. I mean, to be fair, Arma is right on that. Like, yes, most bees are female. I'm sorry if I have like trouble sometimes understanding you guys. You need to like essentially go over the comments with the mouse in order to turn off, at least momentarily, the automatic translation. So and since like this game like kind of locks your mouse in place, well, of course you haven't heard about it, Aficia. Since you haven't heard of Demon Roots, and that's a character in Demon Roots, like it was very unlikely for you to have heard of like her. So that's understandable. And yeah, so I may have some trouble understanding you guys since that problem persists, you know? So forgive me if I have trouble like sometimes understanding your guys' comments. Where was I though? Oh yeah, okay. But yeah, I'll be focusing on the more annoying bosses, then I'm going to go farm, and then to the fun bosses. That's like how I'm going to do things. I thought he said like love your mouse. So I imagine like three girls like embracing his cursor. What? What kind of deranged like lunacy am I hearing? There is no like annoying boss. That's just a sign that you need to get better. Oh, apparently Demon Roots is on discount, so yeah, it's a pretty good time to like grab it. How lucky. Yeah, it's essentially that, a Fisher, just way more annoying. Yeah, I think he like got you with that one, like armor. What was the first time they did that? Like, what was the first time they called you unhinged? Well, if you need a little push, a Fisher, like, I can say that, like, Deathroot story is pretty good. The gameplay is nothing too special, it's just normal, like, turn-based RPG stuff, but the story is pretty good. And so is the art style. But yeah, I do get your point there. And yes, the automatic translation is terrible. As I'm learning like firsthand, unfortunately. Okay. Now, okay. Perfect. Okay. Well, thanks for warning me, Evil Bookman. So yeah, let's go the like proper way now, I guess. God damn it. Okay, where the hell am I supposed to go? Oh my god, there's a whole other path. Fucking hell. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do something I generally don't do, and I'm going to use like this item. Wait, where the hell is it? Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, okay. I'll just switch and like use this item so I don't lose too much time. I never found bosses annoying, Bookman. I simply like tackle them over and over again until I could defeat them without taking a single hit. That I don't know, A Fisher. And apparently we have a challenge runner on like our midst, since it seems like Arma likes to no hit the games he plays. Very, very interesting to know. Well, apparently so. Okay, so I still have this to explore. I mean, that is fair. Like, for the Battle of Chaos, you kinda need to no hit it. Like, it's not necessarily true. Like, you can take a hit here or there, but it's kind of a necessity to no hit it. If you, you understand if you ever play Dark Souls 1. Okay. What interruption? Like, what are you talking about, Evil Bookman? Like, I don't understand what you mean. Okay, Arma, you do what you want. Like, I keep forgetting that you said that you're a perfectionist, but like I knew that. Like, it's what I mean, but I didn't know it was to that extent. Like, imagine being a perfectionist to the point where you no hit every game you play. That just sounds like horrific. Though I guess you probably find it fun. Though, yeah. Just a minute, I need to, like... Okay, so let me see what you actually said. Yeah, the 2-minute run back is just mind-numbing. Okay, okay. Okay, perfect. So I got what you meant now. But yeah, I will go solve something for a minute. And then, like, when I go back, we're going to start discussing the things I want to discuss today. BRB. It's actually fun though. I have to put in like 100+ hours in the post game lol. Even if it wins, I hate the fact that they even challenge me. Oh no, OA is coughing. It's nothing serious, don't worry. OA hides his secret terminal illness from his Oi! Don't even joke about that. Fuck off. No, I don't fucking have a terminal illness. Like, fuck off. Senpai sometimes hides their illness in Portuguese. Lol. Jobs won't stop me from 100% in every game I touch. If it does, I wasn't motivated enough. Oh, hello, Teto. Welcome. But yeah, with that out of the way, like, let's start discussing the things I, okay. Thanks for addressing that, Teto. So I can get right into, like, the main topic. Well, not the main topic of today, but one of them. And that is, like, the recent video I released, right? Did you guys see it? Because, like, I was actually pretty excited to see you guys' like thoughts on it, like your comments and stuff like that, right? But, like, there are quite a few likes. The video got quite a few views, which I didn't expect, especially given, like, that it's adults only. It got quite a few more views than I expected, but like, most of you guys didn't comment, so I don't know, like, what to the people who didn't comment on that video, did you see it? And if so, what did you think of the story, like, etc.? Yes, exactly, the one tackling the Toho Doujin. That's the video I'm talking about. Oh, sorry, son. No, you, Arma, you can see that. That video is for adults only, okay? Like, I'm not talking to you about that. Like, that is not an appropriate video for you. No, I was planning to watch it later while I drew. Fair enough. I can't watch it because of my account, that sucks. Oh my god, you poor sorry soul. I feel so sorry for you, Teto. So yeah, seems like most people, like, either didn't see that video for one reason or another, or if they saw, they already commented. I mean, I did. Like, you do know, son, that I have, like, a BitChute account, right? Like, if you have a BitChute account, an adult BitChute account, like, you can watch that video. Oh, your birthday is in November. Okay, okay. Okay. So yeah, son, if you want to see it, you have the option to do so on BitChute. No. But that video is for adults only. So you need to log into BitChute and you need to, like, set your account to be able to see, like, videos for adults. So you actually need a BitChute account to see that video, you know? Oh, you also have your birthday in November, Teto. Nice to know. I was going to tell you guys, like, when my birthday occurs, but I don't think any of you care, so but yeah. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that, like, I finally, like, downloaded Blue Archive for, like, my PC and, like, set up an account for the channel. So, like, I'll probably start streaming Blue Archive next week. to like anyone interested. 2 of September. That's my birthday. Okay, yours is the 7th of like November, and like Arma's birthday is the 7th of November, and Teto's is the 9th. Okay. What are the numbers, Mason? For the Dojin, like most of my gacha strings are like for all ages. So I think I'll make like the Blue Archive strings for all ages as well. Because again, I don't think there's anything like there isn't anything in Blue Archive that's like a lot worse than like the costumes you're seeing right here. So I don't feel like it's like something that should be adults only. And like the content in Blue Archive isn't as even as bad as the things in Nikkei, which isn't for adults only. So really, I don't think I need to. If you want the numbers for the Dojin, son. Oh, okay, you meant the birthday. Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is the birthday. We know always birthday. We shall celebrate on that day. Oh, thank you. And yes, I'm going to be playing Blue Archive for the channel probably next week. That's interesting to know, Teto. I mean, again, none of this is like that much worse than what's happening in Nikkei. So, again, I don't think there's any need to like make it adults only. We'll see, but for now, I don't feel like there's a need to make the Blue Archive streams adults only. But again, we'll see. So yeah, that is like 1, 2 topics. Yeah, to the third topic. Okay. God damn it, are you serious? Okay. Ah, okay. Like, I was going to tell Arma to just, like, wail for the characters he wants, but he's a meta gamer, so the characters he wants and the meta characters are, like, one and the same. So, like, that advice doesn't work. Are you serious? Okay, too late. What else? Oh yeah, I know that I, like, said that I was going to, like, only talk about that next week. But I feel like it's appropriate to, like, I feel like it's better to talk about it now. I feel like it's a better opportunity. Oh, that's pretty cool, Fisher. Nice. But yeah, so Yeah. Uh, like we're going to start today our discussion on Mary Sue's and Gary Stu's. Like I know that I said I was going to talk about it next week, but I feel like it's appropriate to talk about it now. Like I just think it makes sense to talk about it like during this string instead, since next week's strings are going to be pretty much visual novel strings, so I won't have too much opportunity to like talk while I play. And so I feel like it's a good idea to like tackle these today instead. So how these discussions in general are going to work is this. First, let's establish why. You know, why are Mary Sue's and Gary Stu's hated in the first place? Like, why is that the case? Like, why do you think that's the case? Because that's not really the, like, at least definition of Mary Sue, Teto. A Mary Sue is not necessarily a character without depth. It's essentially a cheat, like, self-insert character. A Mary Sue is only really a Mary Sue if like they fulfill a couple of criteria. One, they are a self-insert character. Two, they are extremely like overpowered to the point of being broken in the story that they're on. And three, like everyone loves them, or like the only people who don't like them, like even slightly, are the villains of the story. What are some other things? Yeah, they are. Yeah, there is also another thing. A Mary Sue is a self-insert character with no relevant flaws, with like powers that break the story, and that's loved by everyone. Now, let me define some of these things, because that may seem a bit like vague to people. So, for example, is Superman a Mary Sue? No, because like while he is very powerful, like he doesn't break the story. There are characters that can challenge Superman. There are situations where he loses. Like his powers don't completely break the story. He's powerful, but he's not like a Mary Sue, you know? So no, a Mary Sue isn't simply a powerful character. And like you may wonder, okay, but what's a relevant flaw? Because like a lot of people try to defend clearly Mary Sue type characters by saying, oh, they have this flaw, they have that flaw. Like they're not a Mary Sue character, but the flaws need to be like relevant to the story. Because let's say we are in a story about lawyers, and your character is like, their flaw is that they're extremely weak physically. Like they can barely lift like 5 kilograms, right? With their arms. Is that a flaw? Yes, that's a pretty like drastic flaw even. but your character like may still be a Mary Sue because that flaw is not relevant to the story. You get what I'm saying? It's a story about lawyers. It's a story about the court, like solving these kinds of cases of crimes, etc. So the fact that they are extremely physically weak is not relevant to the story, you know? And that's what I mean. So yeah, Mary Sue character isn't like simply someone powerful, it's someone whose powers literally break the story. And it isn't someone simply without flaws, it's someone without relevant flaws. You know? So we need to get like these definitions out the way to even start this discussion. God, this auto-translate is so annoying. Anyway. No offense, Arma, but you don't need to think that. Like, that's just the facts. Like, Mary Sue characters and Gary Stu characters are, like, even if you don't self-insert as them, they're supposed to be self-inserts for, like, the audience and, like, more often than not, the author. You know? Okay. Okay, so this is another reason why Mary Sues are disliked. They are very shallow characters. Mary and Gary can be fine if they have actual writing, depends. Do you mean pure perfection Sue or just overpowered? I think even perfection can be written well, which is what we're going to get into when we start the discussion on how to write them well. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with Mary Sue's intrinsically. You can still make a good story with them and how they interact with other characters. The concept Mary Sue was created as a scapegoat for poor story writing. Mostly because they're overpowered and everything's going good for them. So a lack of adversity in the story. Don't think okay. Like take Yuta from JJK. He has no real flaws and is admirable in every respect, extraordinarily competent and loved by basically every person. He's great and a great addition to the story. Mary is rarely ever a self-insert, to be honest, unless it's these YN Yume ship fanfics, but Gary's are very often a self-insert. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, plenty of Mary Sue characters are self-insert for a female audience. Okay. Fair? Well, with Superman, his power is relevant with his humanity. That's another thing, like... because the example of Superman is pretty interesting because you might say, oh... No, sorry. Moving on. I can't imagine about Mary Sue being well written, because real perfection is shallow and has no depth. There are a lot of characters that are imperfect, but actually aren't, making them imperfect. Off topic, but why is the background music so damn evil? Because this is supposed to be a tense situation. I also defend Kirito, which usually ruffles feathers, but JJK Yuta is pretty much agreed to be one of the most popular and liked characters. And the fact that he chose to help people with his power. We can talk about this later, but yeah, you're right about Superman and Fisher. Okay. I also defend Reinhardt from ReZero, who completely breaks everything about the world he's in, and is flawless both in combat and in heroic virtue. Reinhardt is actually one of the few things I actually hate about ReZero, so I really want to see how you defend that. Okay. I know what you mean about perfect characters, because perfection can be written well. Perfection written well has depth, and depth includes flaws. They don't need to be big and obvious flaws. Hot take, but I'm tired of powerful characters need flaws thing. I actually agree with you on that. Yuta is straight fine, has good writing, to be honest. Powerful characters needing flaws is just a thing people came up with because they're dissatisfied with the story, for some reason don't know how to fix it. Perfection is the most complex thing. I disagree with that, but needs a long explanation. Real perfection unchallenged is worthless. Perfection has costs. Okay. So, from what I'm understanding, no, like Reinhardt, that character is one of the few things I hate about ReZero. I like ReZero, but he is one of the few things I hate about it. That's what I said, Kodokunasu. Okay, so from what I'm understanding, fuck's sake. From what I'm understanding from you guys, the reasons Mary Sue's are disliked, in your opinion, of course you did, Kodokunasu, of course you did. But from what I'm understanding, the reasons people hate Mary Sue's is because like they're generally unchallenged. They are deemed shallow because of their perfection. And like some people just don't like them, like, and use it as a scapegoat for their criticisms. So yeah, a huge portion of why Mary Sue's are disliked is because like they aren't challenged by the story, or they're viewed as shallow. So those are going to be like the main things we're going to be trying to solve. We already defined what a Mary Sue is. So, and we already have some good examples of Mary Sue's, like for example Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm going to add like Saitama from One Punch Man as well. Okay. So with both of these out of the way, now let's try to see how we could fix that. Like, given that we now know like a few good examples of Mary Sue's and Gary Stu's, and we know why people generally dislike them, how could we make them good? Well, that seems to me at least like a very simple thing. Just make a Mary Sue type character, but like actually even if they don't have like relevant flaws, give them adversity, give them like situations in which they need to creatively utilize their various like even story breaking powers. Like actually write around the Mary Sue and giving them challenges instead of writing like for the Mary Sue to essentially cheat the story, and give them depth. From what I'm understanding, that's essentially like how we could fix the Mary Sue archetype. So yeah, that was pretty easy. So yes, we fixed Mary Sue's, guys. Yay! People think that having flaws need to be something like severe. Like no, flaws are not like weaknesses. A trace of personality in itself can be a flaw. Timid. Like, ruffled hair can be a flaw. Anything that isn't perfect is a flaw. In many stories, the main problem of the perfect character are those that like see them that way. To be honest, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep, actually. Like, that could be a topic of conversation, like you said, in and of itself. The fuck do I do? So damn annoying. Okay. A relevant flaw can become relevant. An irrelevant flaw can become relevant. Like, we can make them more like relatable, and even if not that, it needs to be satisfying above all. What's the problem with Reinhardt? His dynamic fucking hell. It's so hard to read this shit. I hate this shit so much, man. I really fucking... You know what? This is like getting annoying. Like, let me do something here. It's so annoying to fucking like have to read like things like that. So let me see if I can fix this. And I can't. Like, I just hate this with such a passion, I swear. Yeah, just... I was trying to see if maybe I could fix it by, like, seeing the stream in my phone, but no, it's just going to be like that. I'm just going to have to deal with this. Fuck this, let's go. Okay. What's the problem with Reinhardt? His dynamic with Subaru is really endearing. He has a tragic and compelling duty, and his base for standing felt in the royal selection, the most unbefitting choice he could have possibly chosen as celebrity noble, a slant thief whose campaign promises to destroy the current societal structure. Just embrace it. That's the best way, like Yuta, Gojo, etc. Again, it's not really embracing it. I think it's just utilizing it well. That's how we could essentially make a Mary Sue, but like in a way that avoids all the things that generally like make them disliked, you know? But I also agree that perfection is pretty subjective, and since perfection is subjective, then nothing is perfect or imperfect. That's its own discussion. Also, they haven't been animated yet, so I won't describe them if you don't want spoilers, but the method characters used to fight Reinhardts are extremely fascinating. Even if they are perfect, perfect is not complete in terms of human aspects. It makes them interesting. Like Kodokunasu is just mentioning Black Souls here. And if Mary Sue is a flaw in a person's perspective, that's not a Mary Sue. That's getting way too esoteric. Okay. Okay. Teto and Arma are just in their own discussion. Okay, so I'm caught up now. Again, like Kodokunasu is not even participating in the discussion, he is just mentioning Black Souls. I'll talk about Reinhardt later, but for now, there's also the like Mary Sue villains, but like we can talk about this. Okay. So addressing some things, since we kinda done with the topic of Mary Sue's like in a general way. The first is the concept of villain Sues. Because, like, can you even make Mary Sue villain? No, actually you can. Like, I'm just that was just stupid of me. Like, obviously you can. Sorry. But another thing that like I wanted to talk about is Reinhardt. Because like maybe I'm understanding this incorrectly, but his abilities just seem like they were written by someone with like 12 who was like 12 years old. You know? Like he literally has all the god's blessings and like you essentially cannot fight against him. Like at least Gojo, like he had like ways in which people could counter him. I don't see any way in which someone could counter Reinhardt that wouldn't feel like complete bullshit, you know? So that's mostly like my issue with it. So that's mostly my problem with Reinhardt. It's just that, like, at least from my perspective, with all his abilities, especially the one to like adapt to everything, it really doesn't feel like the writer can write a way for him to be like defeated that wouldn't feel like bullshit. And no, I haven't finished the light novel ReZero. And yeah, I agree with both of you, like Arma and Teto discussions on YouTube and on most social media websites are generally pretty bad. Please elaborate, son. Like, what do you mean? Oh, okay. So, Reinhardt is essentially a character that was written by the universe, like the very universe to be unbeatable, but the universe didn't account for anything. It's like Baldur in like Norse mythology. It's something like that. You see, Arma, like using TikTok was your first mistake. Okay. So since the topic of, well, when like Sun elaborates, since the topic of Mary Sue's and Gary Stu's is pretty much over, let's take like the another like trope that was in that list of choices, right? Let's talk about damsels in distress. Okay. So I'm going to have to lock in for this boss. So we aren't going to do this right now. But afterwards, like, let's try to fix another trope, which I feel is going to be more interesting to talk about, which is going to be damsels in distress. No, you don't need to give like spoilers. Like, don't worry. I think I get like what you mean. Like, son, you don't need to give spoilers. I already like understand. Okay, perfect. Okay, where's the boss? Okay, how do I get rid of that, though? Okay, perfect. Where's the other one, damn it? Is there another one? Yeah, again, son, don't worry. I got what you were trying to say. And I now understand, like, why Reinhardt isn't as bad a character as I initially thought. God, this is so annoying. Okay, so you didn't fix anything. God damn it. Okay, so essentially you can defeat him, but not really. Like, again, I just don't think that this is a discussion that, like, is interesting for us to have right now. So let's end this one and, like, we can have it some other time. Okay. I think this boss is going to be monotonous enough that, like, we should be able to talk about other things. So, like, let's start this now. Why do you think that the Denzel in the stress trope is hated? Like, in your opinion, like, what's the problem with it? The problem, as I can imagine, with the Denzel and the stress trope is that, like, the main issue is, like, that it makes for shallow characters, at least in the eyes of its critics. That's one of the mistakes, and, well, that's one of the flaws with the trope, one of the problems. And no, but we're, like, talking about this more in depth. That's why I am bringing this up again. We're actually going to, like, talk about, like, the flaws. Do the whole process that we did with Gary Stu's and Mary Sue's, right? We're going to talk about, like, the problems, like, that people have with Denzel's in the stress. We're going to define what the Denzel in the stress is. We're going to see if that whole thing. So let's start. Oh, don't worry, like, you will already be accused of being an incel just for being on my channel. Like you shouldn't worry about that. So yeah, these are the reasons I think these are the reasons that, from what I've seen, are generally given for why people dislike the Denzel in Distress trope. But do you have any other reasons? Why? Why do you believe the trope to be disliked? Okay, you don't think there's any issues with the trope. Do any of you guys have issues with the Denzel in Distress trope? And if so, which one? What issues do you have with the trope? If you don't have any, then I'll just progress to the next step. In talking about good examples of it, or possible good examples of the trope. Accepting the whole the flaws I already mentioned has the only ones. Okay, so Arma doesn't have any issues with the Denzel in Distress trope. You only have issues with the people that really dislike this cliche. Okay, just like others, I think it's used as one sec. Like the others, I think it's used as a scapegoat for perceiving poor writing on a case-by-case basis. But it's unreasonable to turn that to a blanket statement like this type of character is always bad. I agree. But to be fair, I'm a true Oi, Arma. I don't have any, but it's maybe because of this being cliche, but also it's disliked by modern values people. Okay. So the reason but the Denzel in Distress doesn't need to be like a word. You're confusing things. Okay, so what was I going? Okay, so to help situate us better, let me try to define what I also have no issues with Denzel in Distress. Actually, I think writers should learn how to make a more well-written Denzel in Distress characters. You're too young to be an incel, Arma. Anyway. I like the most Takumi in the stress. Oh, Rimi, save me. The problem with this trope is people stop being true cell-brained, so now all the chuds came loose. Anyway, so let's define it as such. Like, the issues people have is like, then generally being seen as rewards, then being objectified, then being seen as shallow characters, and then being like criticized for having no agency. Okay. But what is a damsel in distress in the first place? I think I should have established this before. Okay, so to clarify, damsel in distress is essentially a female character. There's also like the trope of the dude in distress, but we're limiting ourselves to the damsel for now. And like a damsel in distress is simply one sec. Okay. I don't think that I have enough time. Yeah, it's over. Let me just die here and then like try this again. Like this boss is going to be like really cancerous. Especially me having to alternate. Okay, so, damsel in distress, to clarify, is simply a female character who, like, is imprisoned by a force, like, external to herself, like, against her will. So, damsel in distress is a character that wants to be free. She doesn't want to be imprisoned, but she's being, like, imprisoned by some force, like external force against her will. Noteworthy is that like a female character that escapes from her own confinement, or that can escape from her own confinement and chooses to be confined, is not a damsel in distress. Like if the character can escape, they are not a damsel in distress. Like a damsel in distress needs to like have been captured against her will by a force, by an external force, and she can't escape on her own. She needs external help from like another external, she needs like external help from another source outside her control to escape. That's what a damsel in distress is. So, with that, like, established, And like with like us kind of defining their main flaws in the eyes of people. Like, do you have any examples of well-written, like, damsels in distress? Like, when I say the words, like, well-written damsel in distress, like, which character comes to mind, if any? And, like, are they well-written because of how good they're executed has the damsel in distress cliche? Or, like, are they well-written despite being a damsel in distress? Like, those are the things that, like, if we need to, like, establish to continue this discussion. Okay. People hating damsel in distress due to shallow media corrupting our true Chad writers and replacing them with soy boy chuds. Reddit gold HUD icon. Anyway, I can't say all I wanna say, or else a Fisher and YouTube will execute me. Then start. Okay, they're in their own discussion now in regards to. OA is well written. Oi, I'm not a damsel in distress. I'm not even a damsel at all. What do you mean, who's they? Does Emilia count she only stayed because of hostages? You're going to have to elaborate on that, son. Like... because I'm not remembering it right now. Like, what was the situation which made, like, Emilia a damsel in distress? Always being held prisoner by his horrible chat. And yes, if you're talking about that time when Artoria is, like, captured by, like, Caster, like Medea, then yes, like, she counts as a damsel in distress in that situation, yes. Because that's the thing, like, damsel in distress is a state. Like, a damsel in distress character is not necessarily always a damsel in distress. And a character that's generally not a damsel in distress doesn't mean that they can't ever be a damsel in distress, you know? So that's another part of it. Like, damsel in distress like is a state, not like necessarily like a permanent trait of the character, you know? So that's another thing to consider. In the third season of ReZero... Oh, okay. So I haven't watched the third season, so that's why I don't know. I only watched ReZero up to the second season. I cannot say or else they'll find me, Shalom. To add to what the damsel in distress is, the fact they were used to show that the hero had an endgame, but since the modern day endgame is going extinct, this trope is disappearing hated. That's also a good point, Genérico Geronimo. Also, welcome to the stream. Okay. Also, probably being there. Yes, then yes, they are well written because we love Artoria. No, don't worry. Like, let me establish this. I don't mind spoilers, okay? Like, if you post spoilers in my chat for something that I'm currently like reading or watching, like, I don't give a shit. So you don't need to like apologize or anything like that. Especially because like it's my fault. Like Arma said, like the third season has already been out for months, so it's my fault for not knowing, not yours, you know? But yeah, besides Artoria and Amelia, do any of you have other examples of good damsels in distress? Like, well-written damsels in distress in, like, your opinions? Because if not, then we'll move on to the next section. I'm going to wait for like a bit while the boss like executes his attacks. God, this is going a lot better. Okay. It doesn't need to be anime, Evil Bookman. Like, we're talking about the trope in general. It doesn't need to be, like, specifically to anime, you know? If it's a man, then it doesn't count, Arma. Like, because again, that trope has its own name. It's dude in distress. Like, Denzo needs to be female. Again, dude in distress is a perfectly, like, valid trope. But that's not what we're discussing now. Crystal from Star Fox Adventures. Rapunzel, that's related to Elsa specifically. I haven't seen Frozen, and I'm not the biggest like Star Fox fan. So can you elaborate on why they're damsels in distress, and why do you think they're well-written damsels in distress, like Evil Bookman? If you could, then I really appreciate it. Oh, hello Akira. Welcome to the stream. We're discussing like damsels in distress. It's not a furry conversation, like Akira. Like, it's about damsels in distress, okay? It's just that someone mentioned, like, Star Fox. But this isn't, like, any furry type stuff. Okay. Because you start the game with her and a mission, and her mission is interrupted by the strange and invisible villain. And Fox, out of coincidence, has a job in the planet of dinosaurs. Okay? So when Fox saves her, she immediately recovers her baton and shoots the villain, while Fox flies off in the air wing to really like face them. Again, like, damsel in distress is a state. So if she couldn't, like, escape from her imprisonment by herself, but when she's freed, then she becomes a, like, a competent warrior, that still counts. Okay? So yes, crystal still counts. Son, do you have a like evil twin called like subtraction 999? And like Rapunzel is literally a girl kept captive that escaped and turns into a damsel in distress, if I remember correctly. I like Rapunzel. Oh yeah, that guy separated from me about 100 years ago. He's still out there. I don't know what he's been doing lately. Maybe like planning something. Okay. Wait, then is Cosmo from like the anime Sonic X? I don't remember. Who's Cosmo again? Like I don't remember that. I only watched like the initial like episodes of like Sonic X. So yeah, that's another example I'm not too familiar with, so please like tell me who she is and why you think she's a well-executed damsel in distress. Okay, the plant girl, if I'm not mistaken, it's that plant girl that appears in the last season. Yeah, I haven't seen, again, I only seen the like initial episodes of like Sonic X, so that's why I don't remember. But like, why do you think she's a good like damsel in distress? Okay, quickly. Okay. Oh. Okay, like you don't necessarily think that she is a good example. You're just saying if she applies in the category at all. Again, I don't know the character, so like, why do you think she applies for the category? Like, then we are going to like change things. Like, why do you think she even applies for the category then? A friend of mine showed me a fan art of Utena and Kiwi has magical girls in an alternate universe. I wanted to share but never tried posting images on the YouTube community. I use the phone and I don't know if I can do it through here. Just don't post links to other sites, not even like identification numbers, because YouTube will bonk you. Yes, you should like, as long as you follow Sun's like guidelines, or you give me a minute. well, more like a day, like you should be able to post that. Yes. You literally, god damn it, Armor, like that's not how this works. That's not possible in this game. Like, this isn't the kind of game where you can cause like 1000 damage, especially at my level. Don't worry, dude. Like, 2 enemies, okay. Oh my god, these fuckers. Okay. Okay, so a fish. Okay. From what I remember, she needed to be rescued, and in some moments she defended herself. It depends. Like, if she needed to be rescued, and after being rescued, she started being like, she started fighting for herself, then yeah, she counts as a damsel in distress. Her sacrificing, a character sacrificing themselves is a different, like, it's a different thing. So that doesn't necessarily, like, count. God damn it, not this shit again. Arma is like my guild colleagues in GBF during the Unite Flight Guild Wars. Wait, I think it's very weird that the spin-off Relink just now is adding invocations, since they're such a vital part of the original game. I forgot Cosmo does that, damn it. The problem is that I watched it on TV and only a few episodes, so I don't know if my description is correct. Okay, so move on to like the next topic. Okay. So like we now establishing what a damsel in distress is and why they're generally hated, i.e. because they're generally shallow characters, because they generally have no agency, and like, what was the other one? I can't remember. But essentially now we know what the damsel in distress is and what the reasons they and the reasons they are generally considered bad. With that established, how do you guys think we could make good damsel in distress? Comment your thoughts and I'll like discuss them here, now that we established the preliminary aspects. Note that this part, like, we kinda need you guys' interaction, because again, I don't have any like real clues. Like, the whole point of this is to be a group thing. god, this boss really is like the worst. Holy hell. Oh, what? Yeah, there's definitely cancer. That's going to take a while. Crystal is literally the model to follow. Start her off as a heroine, let her be defeated and captured, but when freed, she doesn't waste time in affirming that it's at least equal to her savior. Yes, we are still talking about damsels in distress, Teto. I don't even think the cliche execution overall is bad. It's only ever genuinely a bad thing when it brings out of character issues. Damsel in Distress could have escaped, but she was just too lazy and made the main character save her to troll him. Then she's not a damsel in distress. We already went over this. I think there's a very small scale one in a Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia chapter where Matilda, the captive promoted cavalier, class name Paladin, stronger than her man, the leader of the resistance. But this is also another like I think interesting discussion. Do the female characters necessarily need to be as strong as the male characters? Like, let's say that we have a damsel in distress who like isn't a fighter type character. Could we still make her good, like in other ways, even if she isn't like this badass warrior that is just as good as the protagonist? That's also something to think about. The non-combatant model is also literally Princess Zelda, the bearer of wisdom and probably the person writing the legend. I mean, it is her legend after all. Okay, well, the problem is that the public generally associates power to relevance in the, like, story. That's also something I wanted to tackle then. Like, yes, literally Peach doing Paper Mario. I forget if it's the first or the second. She still is a great help to the plumber, even while in captivity. That's also pretty good, like, when you make the damsel in distress, like, useful, even if she can't escape by herself. Like, maybe from her case she can like help the protagonist in some way. That is also pretty cool. As Geronimo said, the problem generally resides in the distorted expectations of the public. Yes, she doesn't need to be as strong or even a fighter. She may have other attributes besides strength, or just a normal person with no real like special attributes. As long as she is like well written, I'm assuming, is what you mean. But that's also another interesting discussion. Like, Because one thing that I never like understood is this thing that like if a female character like isn't as strong a fighter as the male characters, then it's somehow like sexist. And I never really understood that, like, because for example, like a lot of the characters that people think are generally called bad because of this, like Orihime, for example. Or even Sakura. Like, let's go with Sakura, the example that most people say it's like the example of a bad, like, shonen female character, exactly due to her not being as strong as the boys. Like, useless in combat, stuff like that. Like, do you know how many situations, like, Naruto would have literally, like, died if Sakura wasn't there? Like, she is literally the healer of the group. Like, yeah, she can fight for herself, but she is mostly meant to be the healer. And, like, many characters owe their lives to her. And this happens to a lot of female characters too. Like, there are literally, like, some of the most powerful support characters in the story. And without them, like, the protagonist wouldn't have been able to do fucking anything. But, like, they're disrespected because I guess healers get no respect in either games or, like, other types of media. I really just don't get it. This seems dumb to me, you know? Always did. Welcome to healer hell. Yeah, I guess the healer struggle isn't just limited to, like, games, like I said. Like, it very much exists in other forms of media as well. Oh wait, Teto has a good point there. Like, let me just do this and then I'll address it. Where's my like Sadic like healer nun? We need no, we don't. No, we really fucking don't. Okay? Like, that's not something we need. Okay. Speaking of Sadic girls, you won't believe what anime is coming back. Which one? I'm curious now. Anyway. Some people prefer female characters to overcome the same issue as most heroes do with strategy, or some other way that complements her femininity. The obnoxious boss scream is starting to blend together with the screaming bird meme in my head. Anyway. She doesn't have to be as strong as the male character, but a female character can be as strong or even stronger than a male character. It's not about gender, it's about writing. That's not my point, Teto. Like, yeah, that should be able to happen in pieces of media. Like, there should be examples of female characters who are as powerful, if not more powerful than the dudes. But a lot of people interpret, like, that not happening, the female characters, like, not being as strong as the dudes, has like a proof of sexism, and that's the point. Okay. Asia is one of my favorite healers. She's a loli, she's a nun, but she's very angelic and sweet, which is cool and all, but it's been like 7 years. Okay. Which one? Oh yeah, I'm super pumped for Yojo Senki. Okay, okay. As a person who plays supports, I guess I'll always be responsible for my team's demise, despite me doing everything to save this motherfucker. Yeah, like, it's the healer's hell, as, like, Kodokunasu put it. Honestly, Azi is my favorite D&D waifu. Did I hear my name? Did I say that? What are you talking about? The hyper short one of the girl showing pants with a disgusting... Oh god. Oh okay. So that's what you mean. Oh god. Anyway. No, he means like that. He doesn't mean Mirutais. He means like that one with like the where the protagonist is really much like a literal self-insert of the viewer, and like they always like end up asking the girls to show their panties, and they always do with disgusted expressions. It's an anime pretty much just to like appeal to that like kink, you know. Yes, there are 2 animes with this concept. Akira, I'm going to need the original source. Okay. Speaking of those types of anime, like, I'm probably... Yeah, let's be real, I do have shit taste. So this shouldn't be too surprising. But you guys remember like One Room? Like that whole anime where like the protagonist was a literal self-insert, and the whole point was like to experience like visual novel like anime with those 3 girls. Like that's combined with the one with the same concept but for exercising, where anime I really like. I really think they are like looked down on because like they are seen as weird, but I really like that concept, you know. It really feels much like playing a visual novel. Like I just interpreted it like that and it didn't seem weird to me, you know. Okay. Okay. So that's the name of the anime. Okay, what was I going to... Okay, so we already finished the like damsels in distress like topic. We kinda like understood like why it's generally seen as bad and like how to improve it. And we pretty much just like acknowledge the like whole stupid thing of disrespecting anime healers. So like what's another one we can tackle? Yeah, you saw the like nun and you instantly like got interested in it, didn't you? I know a real life healer who's probably very criticized, and his name is the Arabian prince that plays Dota. Oh, so this is your profile picture, Akira. Pretty interesting. Okay. Okay, no, now it's another one, but it was for like a couple of years. Okay. 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 Curious fact is, like, Stupid Bird fuses with the Benevolon of Wind in Children of Mana for the DS, and it's the first oh god, that must have been such cancer, man. Jesus Christ, imagine facing this bastard as the first fucking boss. That just sounds nightmarish, man. It really does. Okay, according to like Evil Bookman has better sounds, is not like actually that terrible. Okay. What is difficult, son? Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're trying to describe your, like, non-king to Teto, and it's hard. Okay. Yeah, I have to face then with no classes in level 3. So, yeah, there's definitely an uphill battle. I think you can win this time, Owe. Hopefully I can, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Certainly. Okay, let's see if I can utilize her powers. Like better. Okay, so this should be like a good way to debuff the boss. Like, I should probably try using her abilities more often. Okay. Oh, god damn it. Just give me a moment, okay, guys? Like... Oh yeah, oh yeah. I remembered, like, what else I wanted to talk about. Like, I think the next... like, cliche that we should talk about is, like, anime slavery. Dude, if you can do it in 5 words, just do it in 6. You don't need to, like, limit yourself that much, okay? Like, if you need 6 words, just describe it in 6 words. Like, I don't think anyone will have too much of an issue with that. Okay. Yeah, the Isekai special, like Akira. So yeah, like, I think it's a matter of pride. Okay. Okay, like, but yeah, this is the topic that, like, we are going to discuss. It's anime slavery, but we're going to be doing this after I win. Yes! Okay. Finally. Okay, this is defeated. Mecha Pilot, Lolly, Psychic, Sleepy. Okay. He's describing his, like, kink. Okay, thanks for participating, Efisha. Like, good night's sleep. Just a sec. Okay, so the worst is like behind me, and I did so like with literally no level 3 classes. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Okay. What was... Yeah, let's talk about anime slavery. Oh, so the like Benevodon of like darkness is even worse. Okay. Well, that's certainly great to know. And let's start defining, like this time let's start defining things, okay? So what is like anime slavery? Well, as Akira pretty much described, Shuhiro is a pretty funny example since the slaves can basically obtain like XP share. Okay. Divine Mercy of Igno Flesh. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people don't like it because like obviously they see it as like problematic or whatever, but some people don't like it because they see it as like badly written. But again, to like kinda get into it, like what anime slavery is essentially, like Akira said, is a kinda cliche used in isekais where the protagonist will generally like acquire slaves, or he will... Yeah, it's essentially like a cliche in isekais where the protagonist will acquire slaves, and like this is seen as a good thing because he's like a good owner to them, you know? That is like the cliche. Okay, I finally got an item that may I can use to promote me to the class I like. Okay. So let's start gathering like elements here. So a reason people are giving in chat right now is that like they don't like it because it feels like a very lazy way for the writer to write like Heron. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let me just switch classes, and then like we'll go. Like I'll go over it in detail. Okay, perfect. Exactly, Akira CDN. And yeah, this is the class change that I wanted most to get most in this game. For obviously her like high damage potential, of course. Of course. Like no other reason. Oh, welcome to the stream, crazy fellas. Welcome. Truly bikini bikini warrior mage. Dark, like bikini battle bikini for mage. Yes. Okay, seems like you guys like the high damage potential functions on both sense. Good one. Yes, high damage potential, of course. Okay. High correction potential. Good one. Okay, but like now that this is finished, like I really need to focus. Because we need to address like anime slavery. So let me just save, and then like I'll get caught up with the comments, and we'll start properly discussing it. Yes, and considering how many isekais are almost literal fan fictions, or look at Naraoka. Okay. Yeah, okay, perfect. So let me get caught up with comments, and then we'll do things. But the other reason like people find it poorly written is because like the theme of slavery is generally, as you guys said, it's not only a lazy way to write a heron, but it's something that is only used to write a heron. Like slavery is just seen as this part of the world that is used to give the protagonist a few waifus, and that's it. Like it never grows past that. It's never utilized in like more interesting ways than just that. And there is the problem that Akira gave, that essentially it's very weird for isekai protagonists to just be okay with it, because the people of the world like being okay with like anime slavery in like the way that I described before, where the protagonist just goes and buys slaves and is a nice slave owner, and that's seen as positive. Like that is very weird, because as a like person from our world, he should have like our general view of slavery, i.e. that's a bad thing. So why is he so okay with like just doing that? Like the other people being okay with it makes sense, and the whole story doesn't need to be about the protagonist like freeing the slaves or whatever, but like the fact that he's so okay with it despite coming from our world really doesn't make much sense. So yeah, that is like those are the reasons most people find them poorly written. Okay, Slaver is a great way to get raccoon waifus, by the way. We'll talk about that. Okay. Okay. I think Shield here, yeah, what Akira said here, where like the protagonist doesn't necessarily need to have an issue with it, or like he can, even if he has an issue, acquire slaves, like as long as it's well written. But that's more of a general point. Anyway, I think Shield Hero had an interesting execution of it, at least initially. Basically, Naofumi engages with the slave trade specifically because he has gained such powerful trust issues that he can only trust a party member who is his literal slave. And there's also the fact that he can't acquire any party members, like, due to his circumstances that aren't slaves. So that's also a part of it. True, but this became a trope thanks to it being way easier. Okay. His relationship with Raftalia starts out abusive, but he gradually realizes he doesn't have the heart to sacrifice her life for his own benefit, and his decision to instead sacrifice himself to let her escape is the turning point for the ensuing relationship as pseudo-equals. Yeah, I think the way this is done in Shield Hero is very... like, it's probably the best way to implement it, because, like, we do have a reason why the Shield Hero dude from our world would engage in, the practice. It is developed as not just an easy way to get waifus, but has an actual element of the story that's even used outside of just, like, Raftalia. It remains relevant throughout the story. So yeah, Shield Hero is pretty much the prime example of how to do it if you're going to do this, like, trope at all, you know? We need to address the slave anime elephant girl in the room. They don't like it because it's fetishization or glorification or normalization of promotion of slavery. Again, some people don't like it because of moral reasons, but there are people who just think it's a badly written thing, and that's why they don't like it. And that's what we're addressing. We don't care about the moral stuff. To be honest, we literally had a male slave in the latest totally not isekai anime that just ended this week. I read your comments on Eminence's voice. Anyway. I think Naofumi doing it makes sense. It's normal for him to throw away his pre-existing moral values, considering that it seemed like the entire world had conspired. I already agreed to this. Sup chat, I'm back. Damn, when did Angela get that bikini armor? This is the class I wanted due to the bikini armor and the damage potential, and I finally got it, by promoting her class. And, like, we're talking about anime slavery. Anyway, I think most people as outsiders in a foreign world would understand that they have no power to change their entire world and would just accept it for that reason. Again, but this should be addressed. 1, and 2, the isekai protagonists specifically, like, they do have the power to change that. So, in general, that, like, justification doesn't work here. There's also the having a harem of hot slave girls is peak fantasy. Again, like, we're not addressing the, like, morality of stuff here. So, like, not necessarily, like, like, having a harem of slave girls is a bad thing. Like, the whole point is, like, how can we write that well, you know? The whole point is, like, to take this that's generally seen as a bad cliche and try to do it well. So yes, we do want, like, the, like, slave girl harem isekai. We just want it to be well written. That's the objective here. Crazy fell, hence the lazy writing. Crazy Felix, that is a good point. I just wish they would at least show some distress over it. Most Isekai MCs react to the whole thing as if it was the most normal thing in the world. And that's one of the problems with it too. Okay. Okay. So we established the reasons why. We established what is anime slavery. We established the reasons why it's generally seen as bad, and we even have like a good example, like in the form of Shield Hero. So like with all that done, like no, I know that there are like like isekai protagonists that aren't like uber powerful, but a lot of them usually are. That's my point. But with all that said, like how do you think we could write anime slavery well? Like, put your answers in the comments and we'll discuss it. Oh, hello Gamigan, it's going well. I think generally the slave part most of the times is only a way to get a character in the party. Because later isn't much different from non-slaves. So, like, making sure that this is relevant, as we said, is a part of it, a part to making it good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And while you guys like discuss it, like I want to ask like Evil Bookman specifically. Is the area with the bee girls like the forest area where we found the wood spirits? Like, is that where I need to farm? And right now I'm going to go to the night market before tackling the bosses, since I want to like what's the name? Respec essentially. Where is it? Where is it? Where's that damn night market? I think it's here. Let me see. Okay, I know where it is now. Evil Bookman, thanks. Where's that damn Fort Chaos Emerald? That's what I was referencing, yeah. That generally is the case though, Gamigan. Like, that isn't really the main issue. Talk to the guy that was in the ghost ship. Reduce respawn times? What? Oh, that's not that much actually. Okay, let's now respec Angela. Okay. Oh, okay, so no. Okay, so this is where we're going with this. We could get the advanced versions of spells, but I think first I should get like the... Yeah, I should definitely invest in like the intelligence first. Okay. With that done, let me see what else I can get. That could be interesting. Fireball plus. Don't need that. More stamina. Don't need that. More MP would be nice. Yeah, most of these don't seem like that relevant. Besides like Reclaim and Reclaim 2. So I'll see what I have to work with after this, and then I'll invest accordingly. Okay, we are going to equip Reclaim. We're going to equip Wound Magic all, and Wound Magic in general. Going to equip Reclaim. Victory MP boost, and let's see which one should be best. We could choose to make the magic 5% better in two ways, but I think like having more NP will actually be like more useful overall. So yeah, having more MP first, and like leave Wound Magic as the only like damage boosts. Because these ones really don't seem like important enough to like really get. So with that, I can't really use any of the like other stuff. So I'll just invest in, I think, Spirit for the extra MP and Holy Bolts. Hmm. Though I'll put 2 points in strength to eventually get more strength, and like with that more attack, which would be like better. But now I'll just dump these. There's really no point. And yeah, I'll just save and then I'll begin addressing like your comments, because you guys are saying some like really interesting. You guys are making some really interesting points, you know. So yeah, let me just save and then I'll. Address your points. Okay. Now let's address your points about anime slavery. Okay. I really don't understand. Okay. Assuming the MC is OP, he could start a liberation arc in the story. Otherwise, he could just press some conflict over the decisions of essentially helping the slavery market profit if it means saving someone from a potentially evil owner. That is interesting. Like, if we could do like essentially the same thing, but like actually addressing like the ethical implications, especially for a protagonist with our moral framework, that could be interesting. Yeah, again, like I said, integrating it as an actual part of the story, not just an excuse to get more waifus. I don't know how to write well, but I don't even see a problem with the trope at all. Most of the time, reasons for not liking it are mostly, though not in a justifiable way, so I don't know how to satisfy again, this isn't for normies, you know? This is supposed to be to make it more well written, you know? We're not trying to like make the trope less problematic, we're just trying to see if we can write it in a better way. That is the point of this. It would be cool to have an isekai MC who liberates the slaves. We would probably have to be the whole focus of the story. Such a massive upheaval of an economy easily results in civil war. See the United States. Yeah, I do think that an isekai essentially focused on that could be pretty interesting, honestly. Akira, the thing with liberation arcs is the whole what happens like next. Like the slaves are all jobless now. Yeah, this is a problem that needs to be addressed in the story, just as it needed to be addressed in our world as well. But I would totally like to see an isekai where the MC says, fuck the Demon King, it just turns around, uproots the entire nation that summoned him to outlaw slavery. I don't think we should go like whole, no, fuck fighting the Demon King, but that could definitely be like an interesting addition to that. Yes, it'd be nice, it would be cool to have a story about a protagonist that frees slaves and finds a slave girl that loves him. Honestly, it would be sometimes more interesting if the MC really treated a slave character as a slave to a certain degree at least. Like having a more immoral protagonist, that could be interesting, yeah. Well, while I do find it to be bad writing most of the time, it's not the terrible levels of writing either. That won't do because it breaks the Mr. Nice Guy self-insert fantasy. Well, not really, because like there are some like isekais that are all about being like the evil person. See, like again, not really an isekai, but it's a good example, like Redo of Healer. So there is a fantasy to being like the bad guy too. which could be fulfilled by the whole like treating her like a slave. Again, Shield Hero is a good example. Because it doesn't need to be like all the time. It can be at the beginning and then he like develops out of it, you know? I think you got the order of operations wrong, but this is neither the place nor time for a history lesson. Especially not a value charged one. Thank you, Evil Bookman. Been a while since Chaos had visual novel. Next week. Shame on me, I just let that thread I was bumping on 4chan die. Okay. Well, I could amend it to the perceived impending phenomenon of slavery being outlawed easily leads to a civil war. Anyway, yeah, probably not a great subject for here. I like stories when the main protagonist frees, I like a story where the main protagonist frees slaves and they make their own town and hunt for self-working village. And slowly over time it would turn into a big town and get a castle where the main guy lives. Like a seed development kind of isekai, like that time I reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, that is pretty interesting idea too. The biggest challenge for a writer, probably having to tackle the consequences without letting it cannibalize the rest of the plot, if the story isn't specifically about isekai slavery. Or like Overlord, where he is the bad guy. Exactly, that's also another good example. So yeah, essentially we just need to do everything the same, but pretty much just address the slavery as a part of the world. Like in the story or in regards to what the characters think about it, instead of just treating it as an easy way to like get waifus. Essentially, if you're going to put slavery in your story, at least like actually integrate it into the story. Like I think that's the point. My point still stands, Akira. Okay, no. Pretty sure it's here. Oh yeah, I saw that one. That's one of my favorites. I really like the Finest Assassin. There's definitely a great choice there of waifu Gamigan. Like Shaotier is a great waifu, certainly. The what? What do you mean the, like... no, I didn't do the respawn cooldown thing. Like, I don't think that's necessary. Now, let's see if I have any interesting new abilities. Yes, I do. Incredible waifu, even in the suck mode, especially in the suck mode. Like, that mouth can do some things, buddy, and like, especially that tongue. Okay, I'll stop. Oh yeah, I definitely got a pretty cool new ability. The most offensive part of Redo of Healer is the fact that the author can actually write, but chose to release that dog shit. Yeah, like the Finest Assassin is a really great isekai, so it shows that he can write. But like the reason he wrote that is probably because he simply wanted to like appeal to like the kink, you know. Also, welcome to the stream, Big Pew. Is this the redeeming of anime slavery discussion? I can't listen in because my mom is in front of me. Oh, don't worry. Like, we already wrapped up that discussion. Don't worry. He even confessed he actually does that on purpose, Lamau. But why? Because it's funny. Yeah, it'd be cool to see slaves build their own village and be self-working and hunting for food, making their own weapons to hunt. Yeah, that whole thing. Okay. Also, Big Pew, do you like my character's new bikini armor? I certainly do. Anyway. It's not even just a bad grape fetish anymore. It's genuinely just going nowhere. What do you mean by that? Like, I'm curious, like, what exactly are you talking about? God, this magic is so powerful. I love it. Ah. Anyway, Radio Healer was peak revenge fantasy. It would have been better if it was a full-on hentai. Might I recommend you Rents? Anyway. Okay, that means it wasn't bad at the start, but what the fuck are we doing these days? He said the reason in an old interview, but I forgot what he said. Pretty sure it's on YouTube. Okay. He said on an interview that he wrote Read Your Healer purely for market appeal. Probably some variation of I knew it would sell. Yes, I fucking knew it. Specifically for thirsty girls with a grape fetish. If he really were smart, he would tap into the Gilgamesh Doujin market. Yes, Pew wasn't here before when I said that the majority of redo... Yes, he will hit that market like how crack hit... I can't say that. Anyway. I'm pretty sure this isn't like where I'm supposed to go, but like not really much I can do. Yeah, nothing. The market craves a misogynist isekai. I won't be going over that. You just put Naoya as the person. God damn it. Also, obligatory mentioning again that unfortunately I can't hear you right now, Mr. Obscure Anime. Oh, it's the ADHD cat. What do you mean? Why can't you hear? Oh, okay. You are saying like that you can't be on stream right now. Okay. I thought there was something wrong with my audio. Okay. Yo, Pio, that was heavy. Lamau. My girl Sheltier, my number 10 wife of all time. She's so good. Okay. Good luck on your, like, college visit, Big Pio. Thanks for participating as much as you could. Okay. Okay, no. Okay, so this is absolutely not the place I'm supposed to be at. Okay. Let's Read Your Healer is crazy, but not as crazy as some other anime visual novels. True and real. Okay. Bison, thanks for coming to the stream. The world is not ready for an anime adaptation of Subahibi. That's a visual novel I see a lot of people LARP about. Like, a lot of people pretend to like it without even knowing what it actually is. Like, it's one of the... From what I've seen, it's one of the 10 most LARP series, like, pieces of media of all time. Again, bye Big Pew and thanks for participating. Euphoria is also a crazy visual novel. A bit too crazy to talk about, like, right now, Gummy Gun, so I really appreciate if you refrained. The craziest things that I ever read came from Chida Daisuke. Had the displeasure of seeing someone commenting about Subahibi for weeks on Discord. Like, seems mentally unstable. You see a lot of LARP from, like, false Dempa fans. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. And yeah, this is probably where I'm supposed to be. Imagine Black Souls the anime. Oh god, I don't want to. He's a bad writer, but hey, he loved doing, like, torture movies. Anyway, oh yeah, this is the area where I need to farm at. So yeah, I'll probably be spending the rest of the stream here, like, just farming this and then, like, fighting the, like, main enemy. And just warning you guys, the rest of the stream is probably going to be spent, like, here, you know? Maggot Baits is somehow worse than Euphoria. Oh, I heard about it. And I know, don't worry. The person or the VN may have mental health issues, because this can happen in various ways. The VN. Oh, okay. Why do you think that, like, Subahibi, like, is mentally unstable? Like, the VN. Like, you don't seem the kind of person that is easily... Oh, nice. offended, so I would like to hear your thoughts. I'll put it this way. I'll put it like this. That would be a nice thing to indulge in by myself. Oh, okay. But like, it's not something you'd share with others, is your point. Okay, I think I get what you mean now. And I need to find like place with a lot of these like bee girls in order to like potentially farm for like these items. Saya no Uta anime. Imagine. The part that really stuck with me was the part about the woman having a bit of a bodily episode. Anyways, did you get the skill? No, I won't be getting the skill for now. For now, I'll be farming like these bee women in order to get more like item seeds. That's what I'm focusing on because I want to make everyone like class 3, just like Angela, before like the next few Benevodons. Another crazy story. The sequence is the following: kill 5 bee girls, kill the mushrooms, exit the room, and go back. Don't worry, it's what I plan to do. Another crazy but good story is waifugame. That's probably what Evil Bookman means. I don't know if this counts as a spoiler, since it is what you expect from a Dempa VN. Basically, various characters in Subahibi are having hallucinations of the craziest things of all time. Okay. So that's why it feels like mental illness. Okay, I get what he means now. Okay. God, this new attack is so powerful. Nah, this doesn't help. Seems like this is not how it works. Maybe they made like farming harder later on. Since we're farming, let's use these items. Like, might as well, right? Okay, now it respawns. Okay. Play the complete visual novel of waifugame. It has some great story and incredible characters, but some of the parts can be pretty crazy. Like, when I have the time, I will. I'm kinda like full of other visual novels I need to play. like for now, but like definitely consider it for the future. So yeah, that is the point. Essentially, I'll be farming here for now, for like class items. I already have 2, but just to be sure, I want to get at least like 4. So I'll be farming until I have like 4 class seeds. And then like I'll go back to the whole like killing Benevodons thing. Okay, so first I play like Chaos Head, then... Oh wait, like maybe... Oh, this is a good way to save mana. Okay. Okay. So first I finish Chaos Head, then like Umineko, and then Iwaihime. Is that what you recommend, Gamigan? Okay. Umineko is big. Like there's no issue. Well, it's kind of an issue, but like you get what I mean. Like I don't have any problem playing like particularly long VNs, you know? Like if a VN is particularly long, that's not an issue for me. Did you just kill those like bees with a automatic cannon the size of a submachine gun? Well, a magic like automatic cannon the size of a submachine gun, yes. Like essentially that's what I did. There are gameplay videos on YouTube, so can't be that bad. Reads the title of Iwahime video. Like, oh god, this is what apparently this is a visual novel that's going to be hard to get through. Chaos Child, I'll see when I'll do. Like, that is to be decided for now. Gamigan. I will do it at some point, but I can't guarantee that it will be like soon, you know? Again, I will finish Chaos Child, don't worry about that. But not necessarily like in the near future, is what I mean. Okay. Oh, and they already respawned. Yes, just saying that Chaos Child is much better than Chaos Head. Okay. Yeah, but pretty much every single anime of the like science adventure like series has been terrible. Like the only exception pretty much is Steins Gate. And like there are some people that like robotics notes, but in general, like the adaptations of the sci-fi adventure series are regarded as terrible. So that's not too surprising. And that tends to be the case for like a lot of visual novels. A lot of really cool visual novels unfortunately get some really like bad adaptations. Yeah, like I said, there are some people that like the like robotics notes anime, but most people seem to not regard it super well. That's what I meant, you know? The robotics notes, like, it goes like this. Chaos Head and Chaos Child, the anime adaptations, by the way. That's what I'm talking about. Chaos Head and Chaos Child, in terms of adaptations, are regarded to as, like, bad, you know? Robotics Notes is divisive, and pretty much everyone loves, like, Steins Gate. So that's the order here. The VN or the anime, you mean? Like, Amigan. Because I know that Akira likes the robotics notes visual like anime. But like, are you talking about the visual novel or the anime? The very visual novel Anonymous Code is already a bit controversial. Like, honestly, it's better if it stays without an anime. What is like Anonymous Codes? Like, I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry. Like, what the hell is Anonymous Codes? Oh yeah, the Umineko like adaptation, like the Umineko anime adaptation is also often regarded as like fucking terrible. And like they even had like 24 episodes for that adaptation. While most anime adaptations of visual novels only get 12. So the fact that they managed to screw up even with so much more episodes to work with is pretty egregious, honestly. Oh, you're talking about the anime. You also like the robotics notes anime. Okay, that's what you mean. Okay. But like, I think I made I established a community here that, just like me, is very much into controversial anime of various types. So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Since, again, it's not like it's seen as bad. The anime for robotics notes is simply viewed as controversial. So it makes sense that you guys would like it. And apparently... like, Anonymous Code is like the last of the sci-fi adventure series. Okay. Would be fun to see anime fans like that. It would be fun to see the fans that only watch the anime reacting to the mention of Cicada 3301 in an anime. Oh, did you guys like? This is interesting. Did you guys actually like? Are you aware of the whole like that whole incident? Like of Cicada 3301. Like, are you guys familiar with that? When I was more of a horror person, like internet horror person, that used to be like something that I got really into, you know? So like seeing it mentioned again is like very cool, to say the least. There are the rare like great animes that are adaptations of visual novels. I think that's what you're trying to imply. Like Higurashi When They Cry is my number one. There are definitely like exceptions to every rule, but like in general, yeah, adaptations of visual novels are like very, very bad. Oh, it's an adaptation you like even more than the visual novel. Actually, this is something interesting. For those of you that actually like played the visual novel for Steins Gate, I've seen some people say that the anime is like way better, in fact, than like the original VN. Can you guys confirm that for me, or do you not agree? It's an important point, plot point in like Assassin's Creed. The same way that the urban legend. Wait a sec. It's a plot point in AC. Oh, okay, so it translated AC as Assassin's Creed. God damn it. It's a plot point in AC the same way the internet urban legend of John Titor was used in Steins Gate, basically. AC even had his own time travel gimmick with save files this time. Interesting. But again, like, what I wanted to know is, like, do you guys agree with that person's opinion that, no, you don't need to, like, apologize. It was YouTube that, like, confused me. It wasn't you. Because, again, the automatic translation thing. And no, the visual novel for Steins Gate is even better. The anime was a great adaptation. Okay. Anonymous Codes, Assetto Corsa, Animal Crossing, Ace Combat, Assassin's Creed, Armored Core. Yeah, there are many things that can be, like, essentially abbreviated to AC. Apparently Gamigan does think that the anime is, like, the anime version of Steins Gate is better. I know that the anime is good, but, like, it seems like people are a bit divided on whether the anime or the visual novel are better. But I gotta say, when it comes to Steins Gate 0, the VN does it better. I'm not talking about OG Steins Gate. Okay. Angela is looking so fine, I want to self-insert as her. What? Evil Bookman, like, no offense, but aren't you, like, a guy? Like, why do you want to self-insert as a female character? Like, I don't mind. Like, you do whatever you want. I'm just curious. Can't you turn it off? I honestly think that auto-translation does more harm than good, because I can hear you sometimes read comments in ways that kind of change the meaning. YouTube and its dub features. It would be nice, but unfortunately, like, no, I haven't found a way to turn it off. I'll try, but for now, I just have to deal with it. O que foi? Do nada. Como assim, genérico Jerônimo? Okay, I'm back. What happened to Angela's clothes? Like, what do you mean? I had a class upgrade, and these are her upgraded clothes. Can't you see how much better they are than her regular ones? God damn it. Okay, they haven't respawned yet. I need to, like, just progress already. Ai, Ethan. O cara. Pô, o que eu fiz, velho? Como assim, o cara? Man, I really wanted Umineko to have an amazing anime. But it would need like 100 episodes to, like, cover everything. Evil mostrando os gostos dele. Should have, like... one sec. My interiority is complex and I love the reaction. Okay, you know what? You do you, buddy. You do you. Very nice. Anyway, should I grab the skill? You know what? I'll do so later. Like, if you're that insistent about it. Brothers reading, like, gender... Yeah, brothers reading way too many, like, gender-bending doujins. Nah, like, there are some people who are just like that, you know? There are even a lot of people in this chat, like, in this very chat, that have, like, I'll say non-typical identities, you know? So, it's not just, like, this kind of thing. I haven't seen Ayakashi Triangle because, to be honest, even pirated, I could only find the censored version. And, like, seeing that anime specifically censored, like, seeing any anime censored is, like, ass already. But since that one specifically censored is, like, what's the point, you know? If you, well, that's it's kinda late for that. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, Gummy Gun, because I already seen, like, the anime for, like, Steins Gate Zero, you know? So that ship kinda already sailed, you know? What do you mean you can say it? Like Akira Syrian. One sec, I'll address you shortly, Akira. Okay. The Ayakashi Triangle manga is finished, and I think you can find it uncensored online. Ah, okay. So, like, not the anime, but the manga. Okay, I'll look into it. That sly guy Yabuki made it secretly a stealth sequel to his first manga. Ah. Smart little bastard. I wish Tsukihime had a good anime. Instead of the trash that, like, we Type Moon fans received. Like, while the Tsukihime anime is pretty trash. Might I recommend you guys the Tsukihime manga? Like, I legit like it better than the visual novel. Like, as you guys know, I can't stand the like Tsukihime visual novel, but I really love the Tsukihime manga. There is no Tsukihime anime. Yeah, exactly. Like, what Tsukihime anime? That isn't a thing. Like, what are you talking about, Gamigan? Like, it's very unfortunate, but like, Tsukihime has never been adapted to anime. You know? Though I'm sure that if it was, it would be a good adaptation and not look like some poorly animated trash that barely even covers the story it's supposed to at all. Oh, nice. Let's try this again. God damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, I need to focus now, but I'll address you guys shortly. You have some interesting like arguments that you're making. God damn it. I heard that the manga is good, yes. At least I find it pretty good. Like, if you take my word for it, like, I at least find it a pretty good manga. Like, Gamigan agrees. For Tsukihime, yeah, there's a Tsukihime manga. The visual novel, like, aged badly. Yeah, that's putting it mildly, honestly. Speaking of aging badly, what the hell are those sex scenes, Nas? Yeah, like, anyone that bought, like, either Tsukihime or, like, Fate, Fate Stay Night for the actual, like, hentai, like, must have been incredibly disappointed because, like, what the hell are those sex scenes even? Finally, okay. Hello guys, I'm back. I finally am home and can draw again. Nice. I forgot he even has a manga. I just know what doujin where Shiki is a lolicon. He's not just a lolicon in the doujin. I'm going to be honest with you. An anime remake version is the most likely to happen. My crying emoji is of genuine crying this time. Rent was due and he had to include them, or else he would have to LARP as one of the many homeless buns in the series. But the new Tsukihime remake visual novel is so good. Piece of Glass Blue Moon, so good. The remake is good, yes, but I really dislike all the lower retcons. That's why I dislike remakes in general. Seafood and flowers. Who on God's green earth is buying a 100-hour-long VN for like 10 sex scenes? I'm not saying that they're buying just for that, but if that was one of the reasons they wanted to buy it, like, definitely disappointed. Thankfully, I play for the plot. I like how improved Ciel's story is in Tsukima Remake. She's my favorite girl in the story. Oh fuck, man, don't remind me of the, what's her name? Where she, we don't talk about that. I wasn't, I still got flabbergasted. Shiki, you should say to a girl her thing. I'm not even surprised. I'm not even surprised at this shit. But yeah, just Nasu cannot write sex scenes to save his life. So he really, it's a good thing he stopped doing that, honestly. Oh yes, I'm live streaming. Hello, Critical Kresnik. Once again, like, thanks for like your amazing generosity, and thanks for being here on stream. I don't know, man. Maybe he's just a Sigma male, and we are simply not in the same wavelength as him. Isn't it sad, Sachin? Yeah, just no. Well, the artist, like, also can draw, at least at the time, he couldn't draw, like, a good sex scene to save his life. So, like, he shouldn't be doing that either. Well, he improved a lot in his, like, art, so maybe those scenes would look better now, but, like, I'll never forget the original, like, pepperoni nipples. Let's just put it this way. Was the artist who wanted this? I thought it was just to attract more public. That was my impression as well. It's the first time hearing of this, honestly. Oh, even more of these than I actually wanted to. Very nice. It's been a while since I read it, but I think it was Akiha? So this scene occurs with Akiha, okay. Actually, the fact that it occurs with Akiha of all characters, like, in my opinion, makes it worse. But anyway. This art is like Asu's best friend, so... did you guys play, like, Corpse Party? It's very good. Like, Book of Shadows is okay, and Birthday Bash has some great fan service with a great story, of course. Blood Drive I thought was okay with an okay ending. Gummy, I played the version made by fans of the first game for RPG Maker and also the official version for PSP. This is really bizarre, but how do you... I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. What do you mean you don't know when to play it? I can't wait for Corpse Party 2. After all these years, a new story for the games. Is that thing though? Does Corpse Party really need you can be excited all you want. Like, I'm not going to take that away from you, but realistically, does Corpse Party really needs like sequel? I don't think it does, honestly. If I'm not mistaken, Nasu didn't mind it too much, but Takeuchi, the artist in question, asked for it and he agreed. Maybe it might have been due to commercial appeal, like matters at the time. See, I said remake and YouTube translated it as a version. Yeah, again, I need to get that fixed as soon as possible. I'm sorry. It already exists, but it's incomplete. It's called Dead Patient. Why would you want to read that message? We all know that you're obscure siscon. Yeah, but like that might be a bit too much, dude. Like, I think that might be a bit too much for safe for work stream. You know, that's more what I mean. Like, I not saying I'm not a siscon. I'm not saying I'm not into it. I just saying maybe it's too much for the stream. Yes, Corpse Party can bring in a new and original story for the franchise, distancing itself from the original story. If you think so, fair. Again, I'm not here to rain down on your parade. I was just curious, you know. And yeah, I think I can like use this opportunity to change everyone's classes. Let's see. Okay, so I can get the Fenrir class, okay. So yeah, we're switching to the Fenrir class. Yes, but that patient was just one story with a open ending, not exactly a second episode, since it never finished. Thought it was a sequel. And yeah, now we have 2 girls in bikini armor in the party. Absolutely amazing. Let me see if I can get like the version. Evil equals sexy. Great class change. Hell yeah. Now we have 2 bikini armor girls in the class. Absolutely awesome. But now let's see, like, if I can change Charlotte to the class I want. Sexy warriors, yeah. Honestly, like, speaking about like cliches, one cliche I really don't like is the like evil equals sexy thing. Like, I really would prefer to have, because it's generally used as an excuse to have all the villain characters be sexy while all the heroic characters are more cutesy. I want to see like some more the opposite, you know. I want to see some more modest like evil girl designs, and by that same like by that same logic, I also want to see more like sexy, like good nature female warriors, you know? I want to see both of them. I really don't like how restricting this cliche is. But yeah, it seems like we can like upgrade Charlotte to Necromancer. Evil woman, save me, evil woman. Again, I get the reason, but I just don't like how it's like limits design, you know? That is my point. The like darker color palettes just makes her clothes seem even more ridiculous. Never watched the Corpse Party anime. It's horrible. They did all the bad endings at the same time. Oh, so that's why like the story progresses like that. Oh, that makes so much sense now, actually. Because I had the misfortune, I guess, of actually watching the Corpse Party anime, so I know exactly what Gummy Gun is talking about. Again, unfortunately. Let's see what I can get here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I should level up strength to 15, and then I should like level the rest in like spirits to eventually get the bonus MP. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but have you seen Mahorita from this Gaia 5? Kunitami and Crack. Okay, I'll have to check that out later then. Like yes, let's let's speedrun all the worst endings of the story, including the ones which the player can avoid in the game. Lol. Yeah, the anime is just gratuitous violence. If you want to see bad anime, it's all the worst endings. It's all the bad endings, I think you mean. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, but for now, I think we can end stream here because, like, I love how her power up is to get less clothes. Hell yeah! Like, if there's a cliche I love, it's that one. Is the like less clothes equals like more power, and it doesn't just work for female characters. Like, look at He-Man. Like, that looks awesome too. Like, the whole, it doesn't matter if it's for female or male characters, the whole cliche of less clothes equal more power is just a peak, you know? That's what I think. Like, unironically, I love this cliche. Sorry for showing up late. I was in the process of packing up. Oh, no, it's fine. I'm just glad you're here on stream. I'm always like grateful for people choosing to stop by and like just like enjoy their time here. I really appreciate everyone who like attends my streams. Thanks for the live OA. And yeah, I'll be ending things here, and off screen I'll essentially just be like resetting the points, like making sure that all the appropriate abilities are like all the points are distributed appropriately for the characters, and like going to the next Benevodon. Like, I'm going to stop right at the like area for the next Benevodon, and like the next string is going to start with us like going through that area, you know? That's how we're going to do things. But yeah, for now, let me just address one comment here, and then we'll end things. I think Nikkei takes the cake. Good one. Since one of the strongest Nikkeis is stark naked, right? Exactly. Dudes in visor, get the skill. Oh, my bad. I thought you were going to grind off screen. Okay. Thank you, broski. See you, Mr. Obscure Anime. She is wearing clothes only fools can't see. True, I love that trope so much. The literal protagonist of my story gets more powerful by ripping his shirt off. Some of my most powerful female characters are basically naked. Hell yeah, that's based. Anyway. Oh, fun fact, only specific 5 of the survivors are needed alive in the remakes, and they happen to be the only playable characters in the original game. Everyone else was added in the phone PSP remake. One last Too Bad Corpse Party pack got cancelled since they were mad how lewd Birthday Bash was, then Nintendo branch of USA. Grind off screen before we come back in your level 9. No, that's not gonna happen.